So, Peter McCarthy, I'm the sales manager here at SolidCAD. Today's session is about something called, we're really introducing for many people the move that Autodesk has on their new business model to a subscription-based service. So the title of the event today is Maintenance and Subscription. It has been, just before we get rolling, the number one business conversation, the number one business activity in all our sales meetings, our sales conversations over the phone, and our correspondence to you, our customers. So just before we get on to the business model change and the maintenance and subscription without it, some changes have occurred here at SolidCAD and can sell. As of August 1, the eastern provinces, Quebec, all the way through Newfoundland, and the western provinces, Manitoba through BC, and the territories above those prairie provinces, we've all become a single branded company now called SolidCAD. The legal name is SolidCAD, a can-sell company. So there's some things, it's an integrated team now. We are the largest Autodesk dedicated team in the country. We have over 40 application specialists. And something that's new now for all the SolidCAD customers coast to coast is the support lines that we've offered here in Ontario for many years, which is if you dial in our 18877 number, hit 2, you're going to be able to talk to a couple of our specialists who are going to be able to help you out with your business problems. I know that's something that's been widely used so far by a great number of people across the country. The meeting today is about something that Autodesk has been moving all customers and its resellers to this new business model based on subscriptions. The value prop is Autodesk has always wanted to give you good value on your Create software and other software you may be using, but the idea now is we're moving to a different business model called subscriptions. So we're going to spend some time just going into parts of that. I'll tell you what the final slide here on my deck today is. And it's something I think is really important. I would like you, everyone out there who's on this call, be having conversations with your SolidCAD sales representative. Whether that's an outside sales rep or part of our inside and customer service group, I would like you to have a conversation with them. Because when this first started, there often seemed to be far more questions and not enough answers. And I think we're a lot better now to help you with your decision making. So some questions that you need to have in mind while you're looking at this change. You may have already received notification of an upcoming maintenance renewal, and I've already begun to be engaged with, oh, there's an option. So there is an option. Do you need to make a decision today? No. What is changing? I'd really like you to take the time, because I certainly encourage every person here on the SolidCAD sales team to take the time to have conversations. Do I need to change all my licenses? Well, that's sort of a derivative of the first question. Do I need to make a change today? Well, no. Do I need to change all my licenses? No. In fact, it does happen more than occasionally. What is happening with prices? I'm going to get into that a little bit later. And what are my options? I'm hoping to highlight some of those options today. But again, if I could quickly zip to my last slide, I'd like you to have that conversation with your SolidCAD sales rep. Here's the basic options. Option 1, renewing your maintenance plan for your existing perpetual licenses. You can continue to do that. You can continue to do that for the foreseeable future. Sometimes we often have conversations about our software is being retired. How long can I use my AutoCAD? So this a couple weekends ago, I was visiting a firm in Vancouver, and they offered up to me that their primary AutoCAD version they're using is AutoCAD 2012. We sometimes see AutoCAD 2000. So people are using perpetual licenses, but so if you're using past licenses, you want to do it all properly according to Autodesk licensing, you will have to have a conversation guide. Option 2, switching your existing perpetual license for a subscription, one for one, and moving it into things. And again, at the final thing, switching is not mandatory. Please, some people feel that they're being compelled to make a change. Not the case. I think it's really the case for the SolidCAD team with Autodesk to assure you that you have good, compelling reasons for making the move. Questions that have to be on the table. What software tools could your business use for work that it does? Financial implications, question number 2. And this is a question we deal with every day. What are my costs? What are my costs going forward? And what's quite different about this, what's happened over the last 6 months with Autodesk in this program, there's the declaratives on pricing moving forward. Again, can be shared with you to a high degree of accuracy and will allow you to be able to make decisions in confidence and move forward with confidence. If you switch in 2017, and again, this whole program began really mid-June. You can, here's some things. You switch to subscription for an individual product. You'll pay the same price as maintenance renewal for that product. Autodesk has come to the marketplace with pricing that's fairly equivalent. And this is, in fact, for industry collections. And again, industry collections I'll spend a moment on because clearly that's a direction Autodesk really wants to drive their customer base to this choice. LT Suite and maintenance renewal for LT. Tremendous number of people use what I call the entry-level softwares for both Inventor, Revit, and just basic DWG LT. You can switch. The parameters are pretty simple. Individual product for individual product or industry collection. Design and creation suites to an industry collection. LT suites to an LT suite. So as much as there's this news of maintenance and subscription, if you take it just a step back, there's a huge amount of equivalencies from where you are to where you are going. So let me just get into one of the primary decisions that many of our customers are making the choice to, is to move to the collections. And there's 2 primary collections. And this is, the first one here is the Architectural Engineering Construction Collection. And you will look at this and say, well, there is a lot of software here. And in many cases, people are going to say, if I'm a mechanical, electrical contractor in the building construction industry, do I need to know about AutoCAD P&ID, structural analysis? No. And if I'm a plant person, many of the plant people are using AutoCAD electrical and stuff. So these are the types of, when you look at this collection, and my sales reps are waiting to have these conversations, tell me about what you do, what you want to accomplish. A high percentage of Autodesk customers, in fact, use 2 softwares. And in the current pricing environments, and to be able to demonstrate to you, if you're using 2 of these softwares, the collections will be your lowest cost entry into the Autodesk softwares. This is the manufacturing collection. And this one I just want to spend a moment with you because 2 things have happened in the last 60 days that really sort of says this is what Autodesk is doing with collections. There's 2 products here. In the first column, a product called HSM Works. It's a computer-aided machinery or CAM software that allows people to do milling, turning, and those types of applications. A couple months ago, it was included in collections at no additional cost. The other item that was involved is the second item in the column, NASTRAN in CAD. NASTRAN increases the ability for people who are using the manufacturing tools to be able to complete more sophisticated quality control questions. Will this product stand up to the pressures that we want to exert on? Again, this software, which both HSM Works and NASTRAN were external, were single product. And what your costs, if you had bought either one of them, were in the $7,000 range, are now included in the collection for product design manufacture. In the future, for those people who are using the previous slide, sorry about that, you're going to see new software tools added. This is the mechanism that Autodesk is going to bring new creative tools to our business processes will be through collections. Your pricing is stable, but the new feature sets will be added to these. really part of the Autodesk value proposition. The price assurance is something that you will, and I encourage you to be spending time with your reps, because we communicate this, is Autodesk has come with a plan basically to have level pricing for the first 3 years of subscription. You can pay it up front 3 years in a row, up front, or you can pay it every year on your annual renewal dates. But your pricing, there's a discounted pricing mechanism Autodesk has put in place that will be the same for your renewal in 2018 and for 2019. As again, this is something very different for Autodesk being forward in what your pricing will be going forward. And then that year after that, there will be some price increases for those people who have moved to subscription of about 15% is what they've declared in communications to date. So I'd like to spend just a couple moments now on sort of 3 aspects of subscription that, again, for your consideration. Access to the latest product capabilities. And this is to the point where I just outlined with Navstrand and CAD and HSM. You will see new tools included in the collections. The mechanism is being, so when you first look at those collections, you go, boy, there's a lot of tools in there. Are you going to use each and every of the tools? No, not at all likely. But again, as these new tools come in place, they'll be available for all to be able to use. Access to new industry collections as things are added. New improved support. Autodesk, well, Autodesk is now in competition with that customer support desk that we've had here at SolidCAD for many years. You have choices now as a customer. I could be phoning the people at SolidCAD, we would like that, or you could be calling the people at Autodesk. Two levels of support. And again, Autodesk is very committed to adding new services and products throughout the clouds. The point of entry for a lot of these tools will be through the new collections tools. Control, simplified administration. A great amount of time is spent by our support desk and by our sales reps helping people with what do I have, what tools are being used, product updates, how do we float them out across our company and all their different users. There's some new tools in these collections that will help make that easier, faster to get out to your teams. Insights, budget planning, cloud service reporting. Again, these are things that, again, some of our customers using the AutoCAD 360 tools are only beginning to utilize. Oftentimes when people say, what would you be using the cloud for? I see complex computations for rendering. I'm seeing analysis, people asking questions. I'm seeing when manufacturing people are exchanging large step files, that type of thing, often using the cloud as a very low cost and quick mechanism for people to get and share their data. So let's just go into some of the mechanics now of what is actually occurring. And this really goes to the question of, I have maintenance today. What's going to be happening? So Autodesk, as I've said, have really set a plan out for the subscription side. Let me give you the converse side, because absolutely, are they encouraging strongly all our customers can consider this? Yes, they are. So maintenance prices will be increasing every year for the next couple of years. And these are the maintenance prices that you've been paying for the last 4, 5, 6 years. So in May 2017, this is when the whole program began. Next year, there's going to be there was a modest price increase this last year. There's an increase of 10% coming in 2018. And they are predicting that price increase will be increased again in 2019 by 20%. So you're looking at a 30% price increase to maintain your current environments through to your renewals in May 2019. The encouragement, the nudge that they're providing us, as if I go to the behavioral economists would talk about, is that the price increase is coming if you decide not to make a switch today with your upcoming maintenance renewal. You're going to be looking at a modest increase in comparison for subscription next year of 5%. Again, it's 10% next year if you're on maintenance. In May 2019, an additional 5%, if this is the year that you choose to be making the switch from maintenance, will be going up by 5%. The corresponding cost increase on maintenance in May 2019 from the last slide is 20%. So when I actually review proposals leaving the desk and being emailed out to you, I'm asking my sales team to be very clear and be able to communicate to you your choices. Then again, I just have a couple more things here to look at to really sort of say, frame your conversation I would like you to be having with your SolidCAD account rep. So the question is, do we make a move to subscription in our current maintenance environment? And just start from that point. Just as a backgrounder, currently we're running at about half the conversations going on. Half of our contract renewals are in fact people who are making the switch. Conversely, half our customers are saying, no, we're pretty comfortable with where we are right now. We'd like to be able to study this and see what it means and ask questions as we move forward to the next year. Seeing it, and that's a common remark back to us. So the long-term view is, and if we look at this, you can see it very graphically. The pricing for maintenance is increasing. If you are to renew this year one, Autodesk is committed that they provide us a discount price for how we purchase a product. We will be able to secure a similar pricing model for you next year in 2018 and the year after in 2019. So again, if you're looking at an extended period of time frame for your cost of ownership, I believe that the model, if you were to make the subscription switch this year on 2017, this is your lowest cost of ownership. If you make the selection to choose that says, no, this year we're very fine with the situation we have. We're going to maintain our perpetual licenses as they are, but we will consider making that change again in 2018. Yes, there's a pricing, so you can see the two price increases that are going to be offered at that time. Maintenance up 10%, the subscription model going up 5%, but you can see again the commitment to maintain pricing forward for 2 additional years. Again, I think when everyone sees this, they can say, it takes I feel pressure, I'm feeling compelled that I have to do something. Perhaps I'm not comfortable right now. I think if you consider this graphic of your choice, I think it can allow you to say, I don't need to make my decision right now, or I can make it, but again, the changes are in fact not dramatic. Okay, and then again, moving forward, this 4th year where we've had a lot of discussion on this, we're looking at price increases on the subscription renewals at that point about 15%. So, getting pretty close to the end of our half hour. All attendees on this call, I'm going to ensure that there'll be a telephone conversation by your SolidCAD sales rep. I think it's the #1 thing to be doing. My expectation is that these calls are happening 30, 60 days ahead of your renewal date so that you're able to be in a position to ask the questions. And they go, this is an optional purchase for you and optional choice for you at this time. It's, from my perspective, I've been involved with this Autodesk business now for over 20 years. I would encourage you to have an understanding of the pricing, because Autodesk's the strategy for their pricing is to help nudge people along to move them to subscription and to collections. My comment earlier when this all began with my sales team is Autodesk will continue to need to provide value to the customers. I think the inclusion of the InCAD analysis tools for the manufacturing, the CAM, at no additional cost, is really indicative of what Autodesk is expecting to do with all the collections and to our customers. They've also announced some changes on multi-user licenses, and that's a change when over the last number of years it was known as network licensing. If you are a consumer of network licensing or multi-user licensing, your sales reps will be having a definitive or a definite conversation with you, because there have been some changes that are going to become part of the Autodesk pricing environment on November 7th. So this is just something that was just announced internally to our staff on Monday. We're just getting up to speed on that. But again, it's part of your total solution set. So with that, we will be answering any of your questions and sending some emails out to you. I think we have 3 questions right now. We'll be following up on those people who have questioned. But at this point, expect your call from your CanCell SolidCAD sales rep, henceforth known as SolidCAD, and we look forward to doing your future business with us here. Thank you. Have a good day.